They met on Steve, and the guy was also a divorcee, right? So there's a couple of things that I wanted to extract out of this news. First of all, this statement. We keep getting this kind of PR written statement, right? We keep getting this type of statement from people that divorce, public people that divorce, and then people go in their comment and then they put love signs, love emojis, they pray for them, which is the noble thing to do, right? But there's a hidden problem with that, and that's what I wanted to point out. For every solution, there's a new problem is being created. It's just the nature of the human experience. It's not anyone's fault. Okay, for every problem that's solved, a new problem is created. For every solution, a new problem is created. So while we'll talk about how they will pray for them, all that kind of stuff. I don't know them personally, so we must extract these lessons. Okay, all right. So you can see this person says, you can see Black Love, which is a show that my wife and I watch. We're one season behind now, but we like that show. I think they were on that show too, advising people. One of the reasons why I love watching Black Love on the OWN network is sometimes you hear what they're saying, like, yeah, that's not gonna fly for too long. In fact, Tia and Tamara, which I have a feeling, by the way, Tia Mowry and her husband, there's a likelihood they will get back together. And I have my reasons of saying that, okay? I have my reasons for saying that, but I think they might get back together. But now, I think they were on Black Love when the guy was trying to advise people that his work, and then he's showing his girl, right? When I speak of stuff like that, I'm like, wait, you're teaching other people Black Love, but that's how you behave, but oh well. There's no one event, because we've all been there, right? Where we do something we're not proud of, right? So it's normal. But if you repeat this type of behavior enough times, you will lose your marriage. Okay? Then one time it's not going to kill anything. So, but I pick it up, but I'm able to say, hey, if you repeat this behavior enough times, you will lose your relationship, you will lose your girl, you will lose your husband, you will lose your family, right? So this is their daughter that is giving love emojis. That's all she can do, right? By the way, stay out of grown folks' business. Claudia Jordan, of course, sad face, I think that's what that means, right? I think it's sad face. Let me see. Yeah. Kenya, of course. So you see all these people come out, but this statement, we must unpack the statement. What did they say? They said, love is a beautiful thing. While we both always have love for one another, we have decided this right here, this statement, you know what I'm about to do, right? You know what I'm about to do. You know what I'm about to do. That statement right there.
Stop the cap.
Okay? No. Somebody checked out. It's always one person who checked out. People can grow apart, but it's always one person who checked out. There's no we simultaneously checked out. No, it doesn't exist. That's another way of saying I'm not going to hold myself accountable. Or I don't want to hold another person accountable. Okay? But we're not in a relationship with them. Let's extract that lesson right now. I understand there's always somebody, okay, who checked out. I'm willing to guess. Who do you think checked out of this relationship? Okay? Ladies, say in the chats right now, who do you think checked out of this relationship? You can use whatever you want to use. You can use history, track record, behavior, demeanor, who is prettier. You can use whatever you want, okay? But I want to know what you think, because I don't think they gave us that information, right? Who checked out of this relationship, right? So they go, no one is to blame. While I don't like blame as a strategy to build life, this is also cap, okay? All right? This is cap. But the truth, okay? When a relationship breaks down, okay, everyone is to blame, okay? So, but in the full body of what they're saying right now in the context, is cap. And we are grateful that we remain good friends. We will always cherish the many memories and we've shared together as husband and wife. All right, so a PR specialist wrote this. You could tell, okay? But the problem with it is that the public don't learn any lesson from that. Why did you get married 2 years later? You get divorced. Do you not know that you're destroying the image of marriage for people who may want to try?
Very good point.
For a lifetime, right?
Good point, Ola. I like that point.
Like, oh, it's a beautiful thing. We just got married and we had to go our separate way 2 years. Like, what? Okay, maybe they're just healing. They want to wait and not talk too much. I can respect that. But for us, so we go call out the lessons today before it gets too late. Many of you have been on this journey with us from the very beginning. And we appreciate our family, friends, and beloved fans for your positive support as we move forward and start new chapters. Okay, so people's lives are now being divided into chapters. Listen, if it's toxic, it's toxic. It is what it is. I don't advise anyone to stay in a relationship that's not valuable to them, right? So thank you for your prayers and well wishes. I do wish them well. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and hit like on this right now. All right, so now with that being said, a couple of things. The truth will come out, right? There are a couple of things that I pulled up, okay? And I want to tell you what I picked up. I seen them on the show, the reality TV show. When we were stuck at home, they were trying to do, shortly after the whole COVID thing, they were showing them trying to get married on reality TV show. There were some arguments that just were not necessary that told me. Now, if this was a young couple, people that have never been married before, they can argue with their woman at this level. But the argument was stupid. The way Mike Hill was engaged in that argument was an indication for me that he had not learned anything from his previous relationships. And it's even worse for him that he's getting married to a rock star that has shown track records that if you no do, she go leave. If you no do, she's out. That's basically what she's done publicly in front of us, right? She's the type of chick that will actually mean what she said in that statement. Because if you see the way she relates with our baby father, Leon, she means it. She can get married to you, divorce you 6 months later, and be friends with you for life, and friend zone you, and she feels nothing about it. That's the kind of person she is. I didn't give you the answer yet. I want to know what your guesses are. Let me see what Edmund. Let me see. Somebody is capping big time here. Chinye, you're capping. Temilado says, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised either. Good to see you, Temilado. Mario says, everyone could see this wasn't going to work before they got married. Cynthia is unlucky. Luck. Okay. I hear you, Marriott. Oh, really? Tell us what you see that makes you think they will come back together. Maybe we'll cover it in another video entirely, but I think they'll come back together, I think the guy, he has his ways. Like, I used to be like him. I'm like a stern guy. I walk like a straight line. I project that on my wife. And sometimes you have to almost lose your wife before you start to understand the damages you're creating by being that way, by not being tolerable, by not, my wife told me one time, she said, you don't let me get away with anything. And it got to me. I'm like, wait, she feels that way. It was like, I think she had been saying it in so many ways before, but she said it that one day and I felt it. I'm like, like that's somebody looking for some level of grace, right? So if their only issue is that he doesn't give enough grace, if she loves him enough, but again, Tia has been posting Slay Mama pictures for a few months too, like she's looking for some type of attention. That's usually a bad sign too. They're looking for attention somewhere else that they're not getting. It's a void that they're looking to fill, Mario said he has never loved nor been faithful to any of the women he has been with, including the mother of his kids. He had 11 female friends. Marriott, bravo, you picked that up. It's one of the lessons we're going to learn. gentlemen, we learned today, right? A man who says that, you will push a Cynthia away easily. Because number one, you're going to smother her to death. Wait, you tell Cynthia that she's the only woman you've ever loved? I know it sounds beautiful on the surface, but Cynthia has a track record that she's not comfortable with a person being all over her like that. She can enjoy somebody loving her, being in love with her, but more so in action. But you saying it out and then you're throwing a bunch of other people under the bus for her sake, that's going to backfire. That was my prediction when we saw that. Okay? You threw your child. The child was crying. Let me tell you this story. Brother Patrick. So they were doing their normal reality TV show thing, right? And this guy claims he has about 50 female friends. And they were all over to celebrate, I think, their engagement or something like that. They were engaged or they just got married, I'm not sure. Right? And he had all these women all over the place in the house, and they were celebrating Cynthia, right? And his own daughter from his previous marriage was there. And this guy was saying it out loud that he was married to the mother of this child. And he was saying it out loud that I've never been in love with any woman in my life except Cynthia. Now, Cynthia is there. Cynthia is supposed to feel good, Abby, right? It's just, he can claim he's just telling the truth. That's just how I feel. I'm just telling the truth, right? No one should have any problem with the truth, except that his own daughter had a problem with that. And that baby started to cry. She was crying her balls out. Wow. What do you think that would do to Cynthia? Would that make her feel comfortable or uncomfortable?
Yeah, Cynthia will even look at him as being heartless. How could you have done that? I mean, Lord, that is showing he's not matured.
It's maturity. At the age of like 50, this guy should be about 50 or so too.
Yes, I'm in love with you enough. You don't have to be saying not be in love with any woman except that's baloney. Let me put it American way.
Right. Why? If you have to throw other women, other people under the bus to tell a woman you love her, that same woman will never respect you. She may seem like she respects you in the moment. In fact, she may be loving that you're doing that in that moment in time. But it's just a moment in time. What about mid-term to long-term? What about this type of behavior where you lack emotional intelligence to not be able to say something stupid like that?
Yeah.
Is that going to reflect in other areas of your life? Do you lack emotional intelligence in general? Right? This is a guy who wrote a book. They wrote a book. I think they might have written a book together, actually. Right? He wrote a book. Now, all these things and all this kind of stuff. They know, these are the kind of guys that know all the textbook things to say. But emotional intelligence is not, I don't know how to say this. That's why I keep talking about it, because even me myself, I'm a perpetual student of it. I don't always get it right. The idea is you master your own emotions first, and then you master the people you are interacting with, their emotions, and then you master the emotion of the general society at large, because you don't live in a cave. There are rules to the society that we live in, right? But if you lack that foresight to not say something so stupid in that moment in time, with your daughter present, right? Is that behavior translating to other areas of your life? I am willing to bet yes.
Yes, 100%.
Yes. Hey, Esther, good to see you. Good to see you. So that's the first lesson. Thanks to Mario, she helped us pull it out. That was going to be one of my first lessons. Good evening, Ola, Ebo, Patrick, everyone. Yes, all of us. Thank you for being here. Maybe the guy. Nah, Cynthia Bailey is done. She's not that chick. She's lived 50 years by herself. Right? If the least thing you must have if you're going to get with a Cynthia Bailey, a copy of $10, any type of superstar, any type of person that has a higher status than you, the least thing you must have is emotional intelligence. If you don't have that, it's not going to last. It's not going to last. Okay? Because you're already practicing something that's already kicking against societal standards. Right? You're looking up to your lady, status-wise. It can work, but you must be 100% secured in yourself. If you're not, which is almost impossible, it's almost impossible to be 100% secured in yourself. We're all human beings. There are things that we doubt ourselves in, that we get caught up in our emotions, right? So we're asking you to walk a straight line emotionally. It's almost impossible, right? She will leave, naturally so, because she don't have to deal with the bullshit, right? So no, D-Love, you and Chinye, you're capping. It's not the guy. I am willing to bet it's Cynthia who says, I woke up today. I think we should go our separate ways. I think she did. Okay. Plus, we also know that 70 to 80% of the time, women initiate divorce. Okay. There are reasons why they initiate it. That's the part that guys don't like to discuss. But the truth is that the numbers indicates that the women initiate divorce 70 to 80% of the time. That doesn't make women at fault. It makes it they are the one who gets to the court first. Okay. But who got to everything else first? Like everything else, like the breakdown of communication, who got to that first? Right? Who got to lack of emotional intelligence first, right? Who is the person who doesn't think there's a need to understand a woman first, right? All these other things that happens behind the scenes before a person walks to the court and file paper. Who got to those first? There's no data for that, huh? Right? That's why people are not interested in marriage these days. These kind of statements, because why should I go into marriage if you're going to put out a statement saying, "Oh, we still love each other," but what's the point in doing that? Why would I go into marriage, right? I take American celebrity marriages with a pinch of salt, except that they are the influencers. You're right, but they are the influencers, right? They are. There are normal people, daily people, not majority, of course, that read this kind of things, they internalize it. They say, maybe I can live my life too, and I'm not feeling good about this relationship. Let's just call it irreconcilable differences. What do they call it in UK? I think they call it something different. What do they call it? They can't something similar, right? That's when we say, hey, I just don't feel right about it anymore, right? It is what it is, By your explanation is Cynthia. Yeah, by my explanation, right? But please remind me when I'm wrong, okay? Because I know that I'm going to be wrong in one of these stories that we're covering, right? They both never learned from their last fact. Well, we know for a fact Cynthia didn't learn anything from her previous marriages. She's just going by her feelings. Oh, I met a guy on Steve Harvey's show. He's such a cute guy. Oh, chicka. Let's go ahead and get married. That's how I feel about how she does it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm stretching it, okay? But the vibe she gives off, she needs to feel good. If she doesn't feel right, even if everything else is right, it's not going to work. And a man who lacks emotional intelligence to the extent of saying he's never been in love with anybody else in front of his own daughter is definitely not going to keep Cynthia for a long time. That's a fact. Okay? Cynthia said, I cannot come and go and key myself. Exactly. Bagaba, that's my point. Yep. Tolerance. The older you get before you get married, the lower your tolerance. Naturally. It's not a crime. It's just the reality. It's just the reality. Mario said, thank God you listened. Thank God, though. Thank God, though. I listened and I worked. He may have a second thought and return to her if he loves her so much. Yeah. Mr. Allah watches Housewives. Woot woot. Love it. Yeah, this is my wife watches it. Anything she watches. And see, one of the things I like reality TV shows, right? Especially the most ratchet ones, right? Because I don't have to overthink. I could just stumble into any scene and be entertained, and I can live in between the scene. I don't have to follow the story, right? So I do watch. If she's watching them, I watch them. So a lot of men don't even like to admit to that, but whatever. You need to be wise when you are telling this so-called truth. Exactly. Let me just tell truth. Let me just be truthful. Honesty is best how do you say? Honesty is the best policy of life. Let me just tell my full chest. then you lose your relationship. People should learn to think for the long run. That's hard. That's a fact, Bhagavad, but it's very hard. Everyone cares about how they feel. Every single one of us. So it's about finding a balance. Like you can't say, hey, I don't feel. Facts over feelings. That doesn't work either. You must acknowledge that you're a human being. You do feel. You have emotions. But you must also be aware that if you live on that, it's going to destroy you. So it's about finding a striking balance there, you know? I changed my answer already. Oh, sorry. Me, I'm lagging behind. I'm making sure I cover everything. Let's praise her. She knows how to live when it's not right. She didn't let what family or the public like us think. She left for her happiness. I am definitely not praising her for that. She should stay away from marriage for the rest of her life. If my suspicions are true, because I don't know her, right? She definitely should stay away from marriage for life. So no, I'm not praising her. I'm sorry, Marriott. I will not be praising her for jumping into marriages and leaving after. No. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't just throw our hands in the air and let everything fly where they want to fly. No. We can't do that. There's a structure to the society that we enjoy today. And you and I must try a little bit to maintain certain level of structure, right? We have to do that, right? Because remember I said, yeah, if you don't feel right, probably you should leave the marriage. But please also stay away from marriage. If you're seeing patterns that you're not able to stay in committed relationships, please there are other human beings involved in these behaviors, right? There are men, good men, like Mike Hill. The emotional intelligence is not there, but the right woman sometimes will help them get there. Like nobody falls out of the skies with emotional intelligence. So I can't even shame men for lacking emotional intelligence. I can correct them. I can say, hey, you lack emotional intelligence. You're going to lose your girl. But the truth is that no one is perfect. So for somebody to randomly come into people's life and say, anytime I don't feel, I just leave. No. Leave completely and don't come back. Listen, it's a free world after all, right? You can have sex with people as much as you want. You don't have to have sex. You can do you, right? But no, I don't think we should be painting, because marriage as the family structure is still very important. And there's too many studies that show that the best of society come out of marriage, two-parent household. For obvious reasons, there's no need to argue that. It's structure, right? Structure. The same things we enjoy about our society today. So sorry, Marriott. No, I will not be praising her for going in and out of marriage anywho, right? She also tends to attract certain type of men. Peter. Anybody remember Peter Thomas? He was an emotional man. Not emotional intelligence, emotional man. Like he will crush you out if there's need to crush you out. Doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. He will tell the truth as it comes. That's not a wise thing for men to do. As it comes, as I think about it, I just say it. That's not a wise thing for men to do. Are you taking notes, Brother Patrick? I need to hear your thoughts on this.
I'm not taking notes. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, okay, all right. No, as in notes, mental notes.
Yeah.
He had cheating rumors months in. I think it was over from then. Cynthia is definitely not tolerating that. Definitely not. The guy was so smooth. He's a fine man, right? But I don't think Cynthia cares about that. Cynthia, if you make Cynthia feel safe, she will stay. How many men can make somebody feel safe 100% of the time? Right? That's unrealistic expectations at best, right? Sometimes, you're going to have disconnects. You're going to have disagreements, right? It's what makes it beautiful when you come back together. It's what creates the frame of reference. If everything is just smooth and nice all the time, that's boring too. Attraction will die off with that as well. Mr. Olana, wow, Cynthia Bailey don't suffer. I'm sorry, Marriott. You know I have to tell the truth. Truth. Truth, red flag. Anybody that says truth now, I say like red flag. He wants to tell the truth. He lacks emotional intelligence. I didn't say that though. I didn't say that. But when you have a personal relationship with people, truth has limitations. Okay, you're going to hurt the people you love. They're going to leave you and then regret it later because you're a good person, but they left you already anyway because you're busy always telling the truth. You lack emotional intelligence. Okay. He was slick, but it was easier for us to see it. She wants love for the sake of love, ignoring red flags everywhere. Cynthia Bailey will ignore she's that chick. She will ignore all the red flags if she feels good. If loving you ain't, how do you sing that song? If loving you ain't, if loving you is wrong, then I don't want to be right. That's Cynthia Bailey. That's a lot of people too, by the way, right? I'm not sure it does any work to make it work. No. Nope. He's probably, because he comes off as an emotional guy to me. Like he needs his feelings to be right too. Those two combinations can't go together. Okay? We need to complement each other. Okay? If me and you were always in our emotions, I need to feel right. I need to feel safe too. You need to feel safe too. If that's 100% of our conversation in the name of communication, it won't last. We're human beings. Let's not deceive ourselves. It won't last. We always need one person who tends to they don't mind making sure their partner is good. The other person will reciprocate, meaning they will multiply, meaning it comes in folds. It's even better what they reciprocate, right? But if everybody is waiting for everybody to make themselves feel safe, it's competition. It won't last. I honestly think she could have made it work with Peter. Yeah, but she's not that chick. Remember, we've established that, right? She's not that chick. I'm sorry. She's not making nothing. We better work or I'm leaving. That's what I see with Cynthia. And women like that are beautiful. There's some of the best things we like about them. They just float. They're always in their femininity, right? They're not going to put structure around your shit. You better bring the structure. Okay? And if you start, even if your structure get too boring, they might leave. See, attraction is not your mate. Just always keep that at the back of your mind. Even on Real Housewives Atlanta show, an African priest, spiritual divination, told her she would be lonely for the Jesus. I think I recall something like that. Damn, that's terrible. Money and wealth conversations. I think I recall something like that. Jesus. I think so, but he was using her as a piggy bank. All that housewives money was disappearing. I mean, don't they make like over $500,000 per year? It's good money. Came from. He was a leech in every sense of the word.
Wow.
Damn. I can't argue with you. Money and wealth conversations. I feel like I saw that. Women like Cynthia Bailey, they don't like leeches. They may like it initially. It might seem cute initially when they're in love, but they get tired of it very quickly. If you don't know how to say, let me give her some space, it won't last. Especially a woman of a certain age, 50 years old, getting married to you with this type of temperament, personality. She picked that up. This is bigger than I thought. True, but if she hung on a little while longer, she's now hanging on to... they listen to me, oh. Cynthia is not hanging on to CC. If it doesn't feel right, she's out. Like 100% feelings. Right? But if she hung on a little while longer, that money was going to come back. He's doing well and expanding his businesses now. We're talking about Peter Thomas, right? Nah. Peter Thomas was a guy of a certain age. He was like 50 plus. And his finances were not stable. That's a recipe for disaster. And then you borrow money from her and then you don't return the money. And then all of that comes with... remember I said she attracts certain type of guys. And then all of that comes with certain types of drama. They're always settling fight between you and women, other women. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't gonna last. I think they even tried. I think they were almost up to 5 years That one even lasted longer. I was referring to Cynthia about probably not doing the work. Yeah, Cynthia is not doing work. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that girl is not doing any work. She might sit in therapy and say, "Oh, it feels good, sounds good. I can fall in love again." She will fall in love, and then we exit again. The spirit was spot on for every woman on that show. Yeah, was it the same priest that was predicted for Candy and and her husband? Most Americans are like that in relationships. That's one of the reasons most of their marriages don't last. Anyway, there's a lot of people like that. It's just about finding a person that complements you. A woman with that type of temperament needs a man who is emotionally intelligent. Most people are not. Most human beings are not. Okay, so that's almost like an unrealistic expectation of some sort, to some extent. But people can be emotionally intelligent. It's just the ability to be able to listen in real time. Okay, the ability to be able to listen in real time is what we're talking about. Without the need to, you don't put this thing on yourself that you must have the answer. You don't have to have an answer, right? If you understand that, then you'll be fine. You know. Let me just, I'm gonna cover the lessons that I had real quickly, and then I want to hear what Patrick has to say. That COVID wedding, his reactions to their disagreements about it, it's red flags everywhere in the way he was interacting with her. Has never been in love with Cynthia before. As you can see, I actually had that on my banners before you said that, Marriott. So that was a good point you raised. Their statement, that statement tells us a lot. It tells us they didn't write it. It tells us these ones they didn't do any work. There's no way you can claim they did any work in 2 years. Anyway, yeah, that was the other one. Those are the 3 lessons that I had. But Patrick, let me hear what you have to say about what you've heard so far, especially that you know their background. They came from the Steve Harvey show. I think that was also a red flag, but I'll let them pass. I think people that meet each other on the show it's a lot of red flag around that as well. Brad Patrick, I'm hearing you, sir.
Yeah, people have already made justice to this couple in this platform. Yeah, there are a very good point made about them.
Yeah.
And from
definitely.
what I'm saying, Cynthia is smart.
Yes.
Yeah, she's smart. And you know, I don't really trust the guy.
You don't trust him, Abby?
Yeah, he has fleet of women. You know, as
He said they were friends.
I know, but you know, so you know, if you want to come in as a wife, some would not even want. Women are jealous. Who knows? So, you know, for that statement he made during the engagement was totally wrong.
Right, that statement was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that statement was and it was earlier on. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it shows that the guy is one of those guys that can make decisions anytime. So, you know, one of those hard guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, women, matured women, they think deeply.
Yes.
Let me tell you, mature women think deeply, especially when they kind of value themselves.
I agree.
They know, by the time they make up their mind, they say, I just gave my body to you, they'll just cut off.
Like you're out. So even more so of the reason, in addition to the personality, she's a woman of a certain age. She knows what she wants.
Yes. But no, it's like I just give myself to you and you want to start. No, I'm done.
Yeah.
You will never go there again. You never have the opportunity again. You know what I mean? They prize themselves.
Yeah.
I know, you know, like maybe you watch this lady, Fumi Vaughn. This Sally Vaughn, maybe you know her. She's in England. She's married to one white guy, Nigerian.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you look at their marriage, you know that there is genuine love there. Yes, they have a kid. I used to watch her son, but it's been a while.
Okay.
So the way they interact, their home, how they started, you know, the guy was there. You will know, even the girl was a celebrity too. Yeah, she was a model. in those days in New York. And you know, the father was a commissioner back in Nigeria then. So I watched her show. I saw from Desali Vaughn. And then some yes. So I want you will know that, but yes, this is really genuine.
Right.
Guy went to Nigeria to marry her. I watched everything, brought his people, they dobale, they paid it down.
You know, he's a
and Cynthia too,
he fell in love with the star.
Yeah, and Cynthia too, they both rushed into it.
Right. Maybe Cynthia was fresh out of Peter's relationship, yeah.
And later, it was later that, you know, Cynthia began to realize that maybe I made a huge mistake. Yes.
Like I don't know if I can. This guy is pretty. It's nice. It's a fine man, but I they stress out too much.
Like, I always that thing begin to ring on my, like this woman has said, Reverend, what's it called? The Reverend in Akure.
Reverend Auntie Funke Dollar.
Yeah, Reverend Funke.
Right.
You know, she says something that, when a man carry a woman, the woman will say, well, I conquered her. Wow. And the woman will say, I own him. So it's a two different feeling.
Those are the girlfriends, by the way. You see my screen right now?
I see it. I see it.
Those are the girls that are his friends. You see him in between them. That's his head. Right in between on the left-hand side.
Yes, I see it.
Two guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see his head.
So even Steve Harvey told us, Steve Harvey believes that a man cannot just be platonic friends with a woman. Do you believe that?
Yeah, it depends on maturity,
It depends on maturity, right?
Yes, especially when you are married. You don't want to mess up your marriage, you know what I mean?
Exactly, because it's not about you doing the right thing or you're wrong. It's about what does it feel like. Does this facilitate trust or it tampers with trust? Right?
Anywhere you go to, you always have people that will like you, but you have to be disciplined. The word discipline has to be there.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess up.
Somebody got us here. Isabel says she's a Pisces too. My wife is a Pisces, so I know what I'm talking about. Exactly. She got that right.
Just like my wife too. So,
she's a Pisces?
Which month is Pisces? I don't know.
March, early March.
Oh, my wife is February. My wife was born in February 14th.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Valentine's Day. So there are some girls that once they make up their mind and say they are done.
Yeah.
Like despite the fact that she rushed into the marriage, it could still, assuming the guy is nice. You can still, from there even go for therapy. And when they find out that wow, it's like we are repeating the same thing, but I love you. What do we do to save this thing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But but it's too even early now. I don't know the background. Maybe there's something that must have gone wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. It's been 50 years she's been in this life. She's a Pisces. She has trauma from prior relationships because Peter was not the nicest person. But he loved her. Peter was in love with Cynthia. He cried. He cried with cameras in his face when he realized he was about to lose her. I don't even like to remember that image right now because I felt for him, right? But then he was busy saying all the right things. He just wanted to be right all the time.
Yes, see, people are like, yeah. So, Cynthia might probably need a good friend. Yeah.
You said good friend?
Yeah, a good, a husband that will be a friend to her. That will
thank you.
You understand?
Exactly. Women like this, if you're not going to be just light-headed friend, you like to have fun together, if you're going to do all that duty responsibility stuff, it's not going to work for you. It won't. Because even if they know the right thing, even if it's duty responsibility, if it feels wrong, they're always going to go with their feelings. And rightfully so.
Bro, you may not even be closer to some women, but they will know that something, this man, they are not there's some women that will call, they will tell me 20 years story.
Right.
About their husband. I know. I will trust this man. Are you getting me? They will trust this man. They know you can't mess up, that they can leave their daughter with you. That's what we are talking about.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There should be that trust. There should be that integrity.
Yep.
You know, when you're hiding your phone from a woman, why should you go to that level, you know?
Well, if you have to hide your phone for a woman, somebody is not comfortable. So, you know, that's going to backfire.
She's 50 plus. So what are we talking about?
We know she's going to be fine. She's comfortable in her skin already, being single. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying now.
But is she comfortable? Why is she jumping into a new marriage so soon? Is she comfortable?
Yeah, but you know, she must have made that mistake, but that man should give her that respect. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
The way you carry your wife, give her that respect.
Yeah, it's absolutely the way you carry her.
Matured man.
Yep.
You know, maybe this 30 friends might even be coming in between them. The man might still be hanging out with them and all those. You don't want to do that.
Esther doesn't believe any of these chicks. Esther is like, cap. Esther is like, stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
It's just like, female know they hang around men for no reason. Female friends with benefits. She's not falling for that.
You know, I said it. I said it.
Right. You know, maybe it's called for the camera. There's camera in their face at this point in time. Maybe, but he claims these are his friends. You know, that's quite a bit.
Let me give you one funny example.
Who talked about Fumi Desalu? Somebody's talking about some Fumi. Who is Fumi?
It's me. Yeah.
You referenced it earlier. Okay.
Yeah, I referenced it. Yeah, that's the lady. Yeah.
Right. It's something else. Go ahead, sir. You were saying something, sir.
Yes, you know, that was funny. It's been very long time when my baby I just had my second baby then.
Okay.
So that was that time when there is no cell phone, landline. So one of my ex, I just don't know. She called my house and left a message.
So random.
Sir, you won't say sir. It was even say sir. Congratulations, sir. You know what I'm saying? When my wife was the one that listened to the voice message, she was mad. Why is he calling you?
Because she knows this person as your ex.
You know, most of my ex, and it's not. I'm sorry, you know, on national TV. It's not as if I have many.
Yeah. Well, Patrick Ijasi, what to say earlier, it's continuous, sir. You're doing well, sir.
They can't even call me Patrick. That's the funniest man. What is wrong with this guy?
Because you said you were a pastor back in the days now.
Yeah, by God's grace. So they were like, they can't even call me Patrick. I'm like, no, what is wrong with you? So she even said, congratulations, sir. You know all those things. My wife was mad. Why? Who gave her your number? I don't know. Maybe she had from.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous game. Please don't call your ex house. Thank you very much. Even if you don't mean any harm, you can create harm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even for a baby being born. So I was like, what is going on? You know me now.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think it's not as if I went to delete the message. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Now, I'll say this. I know a lot of Americans that I know way too much for me to generalize at all with Americans, right? They have, in fact, the ones that I know, I try to tell them to not be so emotional. I mean, to not be so, rigid. They want to discount emotion. I said, no, you need emotions is part of life. You can't discount it. It's just part of life. We're all emotional. The whole marketplace is driven by emotions. I say that all the time because actually majority of them that I know, they they're accusing their counterpart, like they're accusing the female gender of either they're too emotional or they're not emotional. So there's, no matter where you go, there are emotional people and there are people that don't have, that are too rigid, right? It's about, again, these things are not about right and wrong. It's about striking a balance. It's about educating our kids on emotional intelligence. If you educate them on emotional intelligence, not just textbook, it's not enough just to know what that means, dictionary meaning. It's about calling it out when you see it at play, when you see it happening. How would you handle that, baby? How would you handle that? So what's the right response for that? Okay, when is the right time to wait a little bit, exercise some patience before you address certain things? These are the kind of conversation you want to have with your kids, so that wherever they go date any human being, as long as that person is a human being, they're going to be some that are emotional and some that are not as emotional. They're too rigid, right? It's about striking a balance. It's the extreme of both ends that you don't want. So that's for you, Miss Alamudu. Just wanted to point that out really quickly. All right. It could be just a female where both of you are matured and have boundaries, not a fleet of women. It could just be a female where both of you are matured and have boundaries, not a fleet of women. It's still cap. I'm still with Steve Harvey on that. There's no need to have a bunch of females around you on a regular if you're not sleeping with them. It's not no, okay, so, like no, right? We just started. I see how in a perfect world you're just this mature guy, right? Right? You're just this mature guy. Again, that's putting yourself on a pedestal. There's a reason why you're so comfortable with them around you. Who's to say that's not going to cross line into romantic feelings at some point? Right? It's just something to be aware of, that's all. But I never say all or never or always. I've never used those absolutes. But it's highly unlikely for any human being to be able to sustain that, even if they mean well, without damaging their good relationship. Okay? Because you mean what you mean, but the other person not need to feel kind of comfortable with this. Because she said something. Let me show you something she said here. Thank God I didn't close this yet. Let me show you something she said. I think it's here. I'm not sure. This is on TMZ. Shout out to TMZ, because they don't cap with their statements. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Did I close it? No. Oh, it's right here. Okay, it was on OK Magazine. Okay. She says something here. I have a great relationship with Mike's girls. Think about that. She said Mike's girls. There's a lot in what she just said right there. That's loaded and pregnant. Mike's girls. I'm still getting to know them. Even more pregnant. That's like twins. This statement is pregnant. Okay? And they are still getting to know me. Triplets. Be away. Excuse me. Cynthia 49 proudly shared in a confessional. Killer is the youngest. Oh, you know what? I think she's talking about the daughters here. Okay, she's talking about the daughters. I was looking at that. I thought she was talking about all these girls, right? If she was talking about them, let me tell you something. She could never trust these girls. It's as simple as that. So yeah, she was talking about his daughters here, right? So yeah, that was that. I think we extracted some good lessons from that. What do you think, Bra Mike? I said Bra Mike. Bra Patrick. What do you think?
We did justice to it at least.
Yeah.
We are learning a great deal from this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
even we Niger people have our own pepper for body. Chinye said. For body, let me say properly.
It's good to learn from this. I tell you.
Yes. Even me, I learn as we're going, because these stories, I try not to read too much. You see, sometimes I'm surprised. I try not to read too much into it. I just see the headline, maybe a little description. I say, this one's going to be good. And so that we can process it together, because I believe that we need to build our strength of real-time processing emotional matters in real time. Like, assess it. Like, you can be wrong. Like, for example, that statement I just read, I was thinking it was the girls, right? But then I was corrected instantly. Those are the daughters, right? In real time, are you able to correct yourself? Are you able to pivot? Are you able to say, oh, I misunderstood you. I apologize for that. Oh, you know what? Let me understand. I didn't get what you were saying. Okay, let me process that. You don't have to have all the answers. Gentlemen, you don't have to have all the answers. Because that's some of the fear that they have. Like, oh, you're telling us to walk this straight line and satisfy this woman all the time. No. As a matter of fact, what I'm trying to tell you is to engage your soft life. You're stressing yourself. Don't kill yourself. You're stressing yourself. Engage as a man. Engage soft life. Listen. Engage the conversation. Tell her that's a good point, babe. Let me think about that. Let me think about that. I really never give that. I need to give that a full thought. Babe, this is what I feel about that. I may feel different tomorrow, but this is what I feel. Just be a human being, right? But you give grace to the other person to be a human being. You give them the grace to express their expectations. You manage your own expectations, right? If you can't do that, definitely you can't be with the Cynthia. Forget. It's a matter of time she will leave you.
And you know one thing I've learned from this marriage is that, we should not be carried away by attraction.
Attraction.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget about that chemistry. It's not about no chemistry in this. You want to go to marry, you need to know each other very well. It's very important.
At some point, yes, you need to be aware.
Yes. Like I was commenting on one comment somebody made that was asking for is online dating good? I said, well, online dating is good. It's a platform to meet people that are,
Yes.
you have
It's just
like
media.
minds. Yes, but you still have to come together, get to know each other physically. It's just like putting your resume there, applying for a job.
Yeah, exactly.
When they virtually look at you, you think you are the best fit. You want to come in for interview physically.
Right.
It could be through Zoom or when they want to know you, can you do the job? Partners are going to talk to you. So you need to know each other.
Yep.
Even when you get married, you will still be struggling. Not to talk of just because you are attracted to the guy, you don't know each other, you just went into marriage.
You can meet anyone in the market. Market was the medium once upon a time, right?
Yeah.
So internet is the medium, right? The social media is just a form of medium a form of media, I should say, where you meet people. But that's not the end of it. Can you get to know people? Have you worked on yourself enough to be able to discern bullshit and filter them out? If you can't do that, then it's not a matter of internet. You will do the same mistake in real life. You meet person for church and you don't know how to pick up that there's no compatibility here. I can't. This guy, they talk too much. I know if it's talk, right? Right. So you don't know how to gauge these things with respect to what creates a good experience for you, right? That's what we call discernment, right? So, or you get attracted and your brain is only thinking about the attraction. We know that that's only going to last for so long, right? What after that wears out, what else is left? Are you paying attention to everything else beyond the fact that you are attracted romantically to this person, which is what Brother Patrick was just saying, So it's some of the things. I think Cynthia is definitely. I think it was a good case study. None of them are wrong. They were both right. But we also know that while you are busy being right, you can create terrible outcomes for the society at large. People are watching you. They're looking at that statement. They're now saying, okay, maybe we should put out a statement too. And they don't want to do the necessary work. They now think the grass is greener on the other side. The grass is not greener on the other side. Somebody is wetting that grass, or is fake, synthetic, plastic.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for coming on board to help us elevate the conversation, Brother Patrick.
Thank you very much.
My love to your family.
I appreciate you always.
Thank you, sir.
All
We'll
right.
talk soon. All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a good one. Let me do some quick shout outs. Shout out to Esther. Shout out to Chinye. Shout out to Bagava. Shout out to Mrs. She Said. Shout out to Temilade Alamudu. I like pronouncing that name. D'Souza, love always. Thank you. Shout out to, what am I missing? What am I missing? Money and Wealth Conversation. Shout out to you. Shout out to Marriott. Thank you so much. Shout out to, I want to make sure I'm not missing anyone today. D-Love, shout out to you. Bagavad. Shout out to, hey, cutie. Shout out to you. I see that. Who else am I missing? Shout out to Esther. Isabel, shout out to you, Isabel. Good to see you all today. This was a good one. Yep, I think I covered everyone. I appreciate every single one of you. Don't worry, I will keep bringing the topics, okay? And if you have any suggestion topics, you want to know my opinions on it, anything like that, feel free to use the community page. You can post stuff as a comment on any one of the videos, and then we can take it from there. We'll see if it's a viable question, right? Let me end with this question from Mrs. She Said. I tagged it earlier. She said, who do we blame? Ourselves for staying, or the person that exhibits the toxic behavior? Most people blame the other person. I blame the one who stays. I said it. So for me, I stay away from the word blame in general. For me, I just stay away from the word blame. All right. So if I'm blaming the person that stays, does that empower them? Right? That's actually the real question. It's not necessarily about the word blame. Whatever it is that we choose to do, does that empower them to do the right thing, or to do what's going to create the best outcome for the family at large, right? That's what it comes down to. When you blame certain types of people, instead of receiving the blame, they fire back multiple times over. It doesn't really help anything. Sometimes this person is a person in your life. You actually can't afford for them to lose their cool too. So it's not, you know, so I definitely just stay away from the word blame. I would rather say we should take responsibility for leaving. Whoever is complaining, if you're the one that gets to the complaining first, you have the power to change your outcome. You may not just know, but you can absolutely change the direction of things, right? That energy that you're putting into complaint, we can redirect it, right? Sometimes it's the person who stays. Sometimes the person who is leaving. Sometimes the person who is the toxic behavior, right? But I'll pay attention to the person that's complaining, right? That person, we can leverage their energy to redirect in the right direction and say, what can you do to facilitate empowerment for this relationship, even if it means we're going our separate ways, right? That's what we're talking about, you know? So shout out to you. Chinye says she finished listening to the book. Thank you so much. Yes, the book is, I have to go and listen again now. Yeah, it's called Get My Marriage Back. You can find it at getmymarriageback.com. Okay. You can download the PDF for free, or you can pay for the Kindle, or you can pay for the audiobook on Amazon and audible.com. Or if you don't mind the PDF is free. You can get it at www.getmymarriageback.com. And I just posted that into the chat. All right. D-Love says, good one, definitely. Yes, this was a good one. Thank you. I'll look out for the review. If you read the book, please make sure you're leaving good reviews everywhere too. Audible, on Amazon, everywhere. Okay, it's available everywhere. All right. And thank you, Isabel. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. With that being said, let's go ahead and close up this classic so that everyone else can, I'm sure there'll be more people that will be coming back to review this tomorrow. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I will see you on the next one. Peace.